Hey, let me ask you a question. Is your business not growing anymore? Are your sales flat? Do you want to learn how to take your business to the next level? If so, here are 5 tips on things you need to implement to run a successful business. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am your host, Leo Landaverde, business coach, founder, and CEO, helping you scale your business and increase your wealth. If you're ready to grow your business to 7 figures and beyond while creating the financial freedom and the lifestyle you want, then subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell and you'll be notified every Thursday when a new video comes out. So here are 5 tips you need to start implementing today. Number 1, it's mindset. And why is mindset number 1? Because it's critically important. It begins and ends with you. So I heard a saying one time that goes like this: a person that is convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. So nobody can convince you of anything until you convince yourself of something. You know, motivation doesn't come from the outside, it comes from within. Motivation is intrinsic. So did you know that you have about 40 to 50,000 thoughts a day? Here's the crazy part. 90% of them are negative. We are our own worst enemy. We have a natural bias for negativity. So how about that? It is our reality. So, they say that, bad news loves company. We like to hang out with people who actually are miserable. It's just our natural condition. In our natural state, we don't want to get better. We don't want positivity. So how do you get out of your own way? How do you overcome this negative bias for negativity every day that is hammering at you and telling you how bad you are, how your business is not going to succeed, that you're not going to be able to close the sale, that you're not going to be able to hit your sales goals, etc., etc., etc. One of the things that I do, and I'm going to show you this, is vision boards. Now, if you see here, I'm about to redo my vision board, and I have all these magazines where I want to create a vision board, and I want you to hold me accountable because this is something that is going to go in my office. And why is that? I want to surround myself with positivity. I want to surround myself with those things that I want to look forward to, and they become a reality. It's because of the reticular activating system. There's this little gland in your brain that kind of reconditions you to something once you're exposed to it. I'll give you an example. Have you ever test driven a car? I don't know about you, but I like Porsche. So say I test drove in LA many years ago a yellow Cayman Porsche. And I put the pedal to the metal and I really enjoyed the ride, and I walked away. I was like, I really need to buy this car. So I ended up not buying it. Many reasons. But what happened was, for the next week, everywhere I went, it seemed like I saw a yellow Porsche. Why? Because my mind was trained on that very thing that I wanted. You want to be surrounded by the very thing that you want. So whatever it is that you want, you need to condition your mindset. You need to project yourself to what you want before you get there. And that is why mindset is so powerful, and that is why it is number 1. Number 2, you gotta get really good at understanding your numbers. And by that I mean your financial statements. Now, for those of you who didn't watch my video from last week, the link will be here. There's a thumbnail. Go ahead and watch it because I spent quite a bit of time talking about numbers. So I'm not gonna get into a lot of it today, but the only thing that I want you to know is that more importantly than even the numbers themselves on your financial statements, your profit and loss, even more important than the dollar amount that your bottom line is that as a percentage of your sales. So that is very important. Percentages are everything in my world. We measure those percentages. And also, the second thing I want you to remember is variable cost versus fixed cost. Variable costs go up and down with revenue. And it's very important that you know which that is. What costs in your business go up when the revenue goes up, come down when the revenue comes down. Because when the rubber meets the road, you can always, if you're basically your revenue, your costs only go up as your revenue goes up, right? And it's a good thing because you have probably, more revenue, more cost of goods, but your profit stays the same. But when you have a ton of operating expense, that is fixed, that won't change, like a lot of office space and a lot of staff that is not doing very much for you, and you pay in payroll, well, payroll is your biggest expense. So I'll say that much, but if you haven't watched the video, you need to watch it. Number 3, do the one thing. Now, if you see the screen right here, this book you absolutely have to get. This is an endorsement. They're not paying me to do this. I think this is a book that has been a game changer for me, and I think you should, as a subscriber, you should definitely get it. It's called The One Thing by Gary Keller. There's a co-author there as well. And there is a question in that book I'm going to read to you that really became pivotal for me in my business. And it's this: what is the one thing that I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? I think it is worth repeating. What is the one thing that you could do today that by doing it, everything would be easier or unnecessary? So think about it. As a business owner, what is the one thing that you could do today that would move the needle in your business, that would take you from where you are today, where you want to be? Now, for most of us, is figuring out a way how to generate more revenue. Now, and if you think about cutting your way into profitability, like, I'm going to keep the revenue where it is, I'm just going to keep cutting so I can have more profit, you are never going to cut your way into profitability. Revenue cures all things, assuming that you're handling everything else. But if your revenue keeps growing, if you keep growing into the marketplace, everything else will be easier. So for me, it is the one thing that I can do is creating content and really productizing my knowledge into programs. Because that's what moves the needle for me. If you're watching this video, it's because you found me on YouTube. That creating content is critical for me. So let me ask you this: what is the one thing that you could do today that if you did that, your business will grow? And think about that. And most likely it's going to be around marketing. All right? Marketing your business is the number one thing of a CEO, a business owner should be doing. Number 4, learn to go a mile deep in marketing in your business. Let me tell you what that means. Most business owners dabble on many things, and they go a mile wide and an inch deep on everything. And they also use the same methodology as far as taking customers. They will talk to everybody in the hopes that anybody that walks and has a heartbeat is a customer. Not so. It's the farthest thing. Because you need to understand that you're not gonna be a jack of all trades. You really can't do everything. You're not omnipresent. You're not a publicly traded company that has huge marketing budgets to be in all media sources. So what you have to do as a small business owners, you need to learn how to find the one social media outlet that is gonna be best for you and go deep as you can. Become an expert at it. So good that people talk about it. For me, that thing is YouTube. So I had to really learn how to go deep because I love teaching, I love training, and I love video. And that for me, that's the thing. But for you, it may be Twitter, it may be Facebook, it may be Instagram, and for some of you, it may be TikTok. It depends on where you are. And you need to go and make a decision that you're gonna go and become an expert. You're gonna learn everything there is to know, and you're gonna be there long enough to make an impact, okay? So the truth is, you don't need to work with everyone or please everyone or take any customer. Not everybody that walks or has money in their pocket is a potential customer. One of the things that I love about, and speaking of marketing, is if you haven't watched this book, Start With Why by Simon Sinek, and it's really resonated with me. And as you kind of start to see that this theme that I read a lot, and that's a whole subject for another video, but I do read a lot, and really this is where the great ideas comes from, reading what good people are doing. Anyway, one of the things that Simon says is that you need to find those who believe what you believe. Your ideal customer, your avatar, the one that is gonna consume everything, is gonna buy every product, who is gonna be just basically a die-hard fan, is those who are just like you. They believe what you do, they have the same patterns, and basically it's a clone of you. You are your best marketing. So somebody who is just like you is that you need to know where they are, and that's just it's more beyond the scope of this video, but you need to find those who believe what you believe, and you need to stop dabbling in all the social media outlets and pick one and become really, really good at it. Number 5, become a master of your schedule. So if you're gonna become a master of your schedule, you're gonna become really good at saying no. Say it with me, no, right? Everybody wants your attention, and the more important and the more notoriety you get, the more people are gonna want your time. But you gotta be really good at setting priorities and be driven by a schedule that you set. And you set the schedule, you set the agenda, you say yes to what you want to say yes to. And remember how all those things had to get kind of tied together, because you're going to choose those things that are moving the needle. What is the one thing that we talked about a little bit ago, that if you did that, everything else will be irrelevant. So you need to have that thing number one in your calendar. One of the things that I do that makes me very productive is that I never end my day without planning my next day. So before I go home from my office, and yes, I am old-fashioned, I like to come to an office where I'm most productive, because it's about being productive. If you happen to be productive at home, great. One of the things that I do though is I look at the priorities for the next day, and I visualize myself doing them, and understand what time it's gonna take, and I do this, and I come up with this little list right here, where actually tells you number one priority for the next day, number two, number three, etc. And if I have time, I add more. As I finish with one, I erase one, and two becomes one, etc. And everything is pre-planned. I have things in my agenda. I become really, really good at managing my Google Calendar. And guess what my number one task is every day? You guessed it, is doing my marketing related tasks. You know, it's amazing to me how the busiest people I know and the most successful people I know seem to be able to handle more projects. It's almost counterintuitive. If you want to get something done, give it to the busiest person. And the thing is, those who seem busy to us is because they cracked the code on how to be productive. And to be productive, you need to know how to prioritize, what to prioritize, and it all begins with your calendar. You need to rule your calendar and be master of your calendar. Hope you're enjoying the video. Do you have any questions, anything I can answer about how to run your business better? Please drop me a comment below or shoot me an email. And my email is at the description of this video, but I read and answer all questions and comments within 24 hours. So I'm here to help you get your business to the next level. If this video was helpful to you, you're really gonna like these two videos. You need to watch them next. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell.